What's going on, everyone? It's your boy G, and reviewing a full comic isn't something that I really do in this channel, but I kind of want to give it a try, especially since this is one of a few comics I fully read to completion and collected, and that being the Blue Beetle Graduation Day. It's no secret that Blue Beetle is one of my favorite comic book characters, and before his first movie drops, I want to do a comic review on his latest issue titled Blue Beetle Graduation Day. So sit back, it's gonna get a little interesting. We start off the comic with Blue Beetle being launched, thrown into some buildings, and while getting up he sees who launched him. This is a new villain named Fadeaway. And while they had the upper hand, they didn't stand a chance and ran away. But before feeling sorry for himself, Jaime realizes he was late for his own graduation. While making it, Paco, Jaime's best friend, tells him that he missed Brenda's speech. But after that, Jaime gets a vision of the Reach, and that's where the Scarab takes control and makes him leave his graduation, fly into space, only to get a transmission of it being a flash of many other types of scarabs. While trying to figure out what he saw, he returns home to a graduation party. Even Superman showed up, and it's probably the only times where we see him eat elote. But we found out the reason why Superman is actually there. He thanks Jaime for helping him with the Lazarus Planet story and asks if he knows what he wants to do in the future. Jaime explains that he feels a little overwhelmed with being both a superhero and having a normal life, and he doesn't know if he has what it takes. That's where Superman stops him and tells him that he's grounded. And what he means is that him and some of the others think that Jaime should take a break from being Blue Beetle since the Reach might be returning. While flying off, Superman gets a call from Batman. He explains that the real reason is that the Reach is coming to invade, and the Justice League needs to be ready, and also to keep a close eye on Jaime. While thinking what Superman said, Jaime's parents then tells him that he's going to Palomar City to work for his aunt. At the end, Paco gets a video from El Salvador where we get introduced to a yellow beetle. A few weeks after that, we see Jaime trying to get accustomed to his new life in Palomar City, working with the restaurant. He watches the news as they interview Wonder Woman talking about the yellow beetle named Dynasty. Wonder Woman assures everything is okay and under control, and that's what Jaime's aunt tells him to get back to work, and we get to see how Jaime is adjusting to his new life. And he also says that the people of Palomar City is more rude than he can ever imagine. Later, he asks Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern, of any updates with Dynasty, but she tells him that there was nothing. So the next day, Jaime makes a video message about his new life for Brenda and Paco to see how he is living, showing Cord Industries as well. While inside, Kajada, the Scarab, senses something, and that being Dynasty. Blue Beetle tries to blast Dynasty away, but he is being ragdolled during the whole fight. Seems like everything that Blue Beetle is using against it won't work, and while being thrown into a wall full of scientists, Blue Beetle has an idea. He baits Dynasty to rush him, only to get hit with a surge box, getting shocked. That's where Dynasty starts talking in Spanish. Blue Beetle tries to talk to Dynasty, but it doesn't matter because he jumps in the way and saves a scientist's life. While that's all been happening, Kajada has been talking to him in an unknown language and shuts off, leaving Jaime defenseless. Before Dynasty can do anything to Jaime, he gets another vision of the Reach and panics. But then Ted Cord, the second Blue Beetle, comes out to help, trapping Dynasty and checking on Jaime, and also introduces him to his sister, Victoria Cord. Jaime tries one more time to talk to Dynasty, but only just to find out that this is a woman named Zialmoa. And she explains that she's not here for Ted's lab, but here for Jaime. Ted tells Jaime that he's gonna keep her under a watch while they figure out what's going on. While returning home, Jaime gets a surprise visit from Starfire, telling him that the planet is going to war and he's the only one that can stop it. Back at Ted's lab, Ted is trying to figure out about the Reach broadcast, and that's where Batman will make his appearance, asking Ted what he knows about Dynasty. Ted tells Batman that her powers are very different from Jaime's, that being more of super strength and durability. Batman then tells Ted to keep both Jaime and Dynasty away, and he's worried that they could see a repeat of what Jaime Scarab did. Ted then reminds Batman that he's an expert when it comes to Scarabs and also the Reach, and he needs to lay off on Jaime. And Batman says if things continue, he'll have to get involved. Up in the sky, Jaime is showing Starfire Palomar City. While that's going on, Starfire says that she's worried about him, and Jaime says that he's scared about what the Reach could do if they return. And Starfire assures him that everything's gonna be alright. But it seems like someone or something is watching him. Back at Cord Industries, where we have Victoria interrogating Zialmoa, aka Dynasty, she explains that she's a teacher from El Salvador and had a happy life until the yellow scarab attached to her and changed everything with new emotions, new powers, and how she felt a cosmic connection with it. But one thing Victoria is really concerned about is if she's alone. Back to Jaime and Starfire. Starfire is saying that her and him have a lot in common, but an outside vendor is trying to sell Starfire some clothes, but is talking to her in Spanish. That's where we see Starfire give the guy a kiss, and if you don't know, Starfire can learn any language from touch. While that's happening, something attacks Jaime. What was it? Well, that being a green beetle. So now on top of Dynasty, we have another beetle hunting down Jaime, but the green beetle doesn't know that Jaime has some backup on his side. During the fight with Green Beetle, Kajidao makes his supercharged hammer device, and even though Jaime doesn't understand him, he knows what to do with it, and that's by smacking Green Beetle, crashing them into the sand. Jaime didn't tell Starfire to blast the sand. Before that could happen, that's when the Green Beetle grows into a kaiju-sized monster. Stunned from the situation, Jaime is almost hit by the Green Beetle, but Starfire pushes him and gets caught. But that's when she'll get a vision from the past of the Green Beetle itself, and we see this group called the Horizon. Then when she had enough, she unleashes a burst of fire, burning the Green Beetle, making them fall into the ocean. Starfire tells Jaime about the vision. He tells her that they need to find a way to warn the others. While leaving, that's when a hand rises from the water, showing a girl. After telling Cord about the Horizon, Jaime gets a phone call from his friends, telling him that they're going to be coming for a visit, and they're bringing a guest, that being Fadeaway. We cut to the Beetle ship as Ted Cord is talking to his sister on how they lost sight of the Green Beetle, and it's here where we learn her name being Natita. But while talking about the Horizon, Victoria wonders if Jaime's going to be a threat to them, and she says that her life mission is to study and adapt to all alien technology. Cutting back to Jaime, he's there in his living room with Brenda and Paco, and their guest, that being Fadeaway. They explain that their name is Leo, and they are the grandchild of the original Fadeaway, and that everything they've been stealing has belonged to communities, and they wanted to bring them back to them. And that's when Fadeaway asks Jaime for help to find a bag of tricks, and that is being held by Victoria Cord herself, meaning it's at Cord Industries. So the plan is for Jaime and Fadeaway to go to Victoria's lab to find the bag, as Brenda and Paco source a distraction. But while looking, Jaime finds the yellow beetle. Jaime tries again to explain that he's not part of the Reach, and that he knows about the Horizon. Yellow beetle tells him that the scarab on his back is an engine of destruction and needs to be destroyed, but the conversation got cut short as Brenda and Paco got caught and sent Jaime the signal. Before leaving, Jaime tells the yellow beetle that there is another way. As Jaime and Fadeaway are looking through Victoria's lab, they quickly find the bag. Jaime disables the energy shield that's around it, causes all the power of the building to go off, and with that, Yellow Beetle is able to escape from prison. Realizing what's going on, that Fadeaway tells Jaime that this has been a con and leaves with the bag. After that, Ted and Victoria catches up to Jaime, and that's when Jaime confronts Victoria about all the high-tech stuff she has. She tells him that she bought all this stuff and rather pay a big amount than having a criminal have him instead. Realizing the mistake that he made, he asked everyone not to let Batman know, but Batman being Batman, he already knows, and has assembled a team consisted of Cyborg, Shazam, Green Lantern, Black Condor, and the Flash to take down the other Beetles. Oh man, things are heating up, and we're at the last 2 issues already. We'll see if Jaime can fix things after this. Issue 5 begins with Shazam and Green Lantern fighting against the Green Beetle, and Flash is running around Dynasty. While that's going down, Cyborg is ready to shoot the Green Beetle, but is stopped by Jaime and Starfire. They both try to convince Cyborg not to do it, and they have a plan, but that's when Black Condor attacks Jaime, launching him into some buildings. Back to the others, Green Lantern tries to catch Yellow Beetle, but nothing works. With all that, Jaime is able to maintain Black Condor, but is caught by the Flash, and that's when both Green and Yellow Beetle comes to save Jaime, as they are all surrounded. Cyborg takes the shot at Yellow Beetle, but Jaime jumps in the way, getting flashes of many visions of the Reach, his family, his future. But after snapping out, that's when Jaime gets an upgrade from Cyborg's attack, surprising everyone from this new upgrade. He's able to hear Kajidao again, and before anyone can start celebrating, that's when the Horizon just poured into Earth. At the last issue, everyone is ready for the Horizon as they put into Earth, and we not only have Jaime, but both Green and Yellow Beetle pick up the transmission, showing us a bunch of ships and Beetles. As Black Condor wants to just blast the ship away, Jaime tells him that the transmission is an SOS signal. From there, that's when we get Superman, Jaime, Shazam, and Green Lantern flying in to catch the spaceship. Then it seems like everything they do doesn't work. That's when Jaime thinks to himself and digs deep and stops the ship with a wave blast. Having both Ted and his sister impressed, back on the ground, debris is falling, but the other heroes are there to save the civilians. Even Dynasty jumping in to save someone. While the ship lands, we finally see the Horizon. the leader named Odd Obar, but one of the young Horizon points at Jaime and is scared, calling him the Reach. From that, Odd says that Green and Yellow Beetle failed the task. Yellow Beetle tells him that how Jaime overcame the Reach, even Superman butting in to let Odd know that Jaime is not a bad guy. Odd then trusts Superman and tells him that he's the reason why they came to Earth, not knowing that that was Jaime answering the transmission. Odd tells everyone that they have been on the run from the Reach for a very long time and are looking for a new home. Jaime, being the hero, offers them to stay in Palmo City, but that's when Victoria swoops down and offers a deal with the Horizon that they could stay if they share the technology with her. After that whole mess, it seems like everything's back to normal. It's been a few weeks and we see Jaime still working at his aunt's. He gets a text saying that he's late. What was he late for? Well, party. Everyone is here, friends, family, even the Horizon. Everything seems to be fine with this group picture to end things off. Or so we think. Somewhere we see Fadeaway opening up the bag they stole and someone comes out, that being Gimmicks. Being surprised, Gimmicks tells Fadeaway that something big is coming, and that's where the story ends, with a to be continued in the next series called Scarab Wars. Comes out in September. So what do you think about Graduation Day? This was one series I was completely hyped, but putting my biases to the side, I can say that this was an okay series. I like that there was a build up to the next series, but honestly I wish that this one had more action or more stakes into it. Well, I guess we're going to have to wait until September, and best believe I'm gonna be reading that when it comes out. But that's gonna be it for the video, everyone. Depending on the time of the movie, this video should be already be out or a week away from the movie. I wanted to make this video just to get some fans more into the comics, so if you like this video, leave a like and comment. Should I do more of this? I do read other comics like Static Shock or even the series Do a Powerbomb, and this was fun to do, but that's all I got for today. So, till the next one, peace.
Approaching. Engaging host protection.